Forgot to do that last grade. All right, so we're going to add straight across the numerator. We have 3x squared plus x squared is going to be 4x squared. I can sense your enthusiasm. 5x plus 4x is plus 9x, and negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Now, the thing about this unit, though, is we at least need to factor. Factoring is our friend to see if we can simplify anything. So off to the side, we're going to do some scratch work. Can I factor this by split the middle? Are there two numbers that multiply to 8 and add to 9? 8 and 1. Good. So let's factor this off to the side before we go back to the problem. 4x squared plus 8x plus x plus 2. And hopefully as we go here, you'll see why we're factoring, because things are going to cancel off. I have a GCF of 4x, and the other GCF is 1. So, if I use that factored form, how can I rewrite the numerator? What's that going to be? 4x plus 1 times x minus 2. Well, that's over 4x plus 1. And now we need to do our favorite thing. Cancel. Go away. We don't want you anymore. You're left with just what? X minus 2. So that whole mess of two fractions that we started with is actually just equal to x minus 2. Yes? So it's simplified nicely. Yes, Anne? It should be plus 2. I made a mistake. Because it's Friday and I'm tired too. And my head hurts. No, I didn't just change it. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. You guys were just so polite you didn't want to correct me.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
Alright, should we try another one then? See if we can figure out what's going on? Let's try again. Now, do I have a common denominator here? No, but what's going to make it easier for us to find a common denominator is to factor. So when I factor the right denominator, I pull out a 3 and have x plus 2. Does that at least help see what you think your common denominator should be? They both have x plus 2, right? What is the left fraction missing? The 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the left fraction by 3 over 3. Now let's rewrite our fractions before we add things together. So my numerator of my left fraction will be 9. Now I want you to leave the denominator in factored form. Right? We just want to leave it in factored form because things might cancel a little bit. The right fraction, we didn't multiply or change it at all, other than factoring. So I still have 4x plus 5 over 3 times x plus 2. Now the nice thing here is I have the same denominator. 3 times x plus 2, so that's going to be my common denominator. And in the numerator, I'm going to add. So let's see. 9 plus 5 is 14, and then plus 4x. Now I want to factor one more time. I want to make sure that my answer is in fully factored form, just to make sure that I've canceled everything. So what can I factor out of the numerator? A 2. So it'd be 2 times 7 plus 2x over 3 times x plus 2. And that doesn't simplify anymore, but at least once we're in fully factored form, we're good to go. And again, that'll help us next year when we get to pre-calculus with what we're going to use this for there. For now, we're just simplifying for the fun. I use that loosely. For the fun of simplifying, that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Let's look at number 3, and then we'll start skipping a couple here. All right. Where do we think we need to start? The bottom right. Factor it. No, I wouldn't use the quadratic formula. That's too much.
I was trying to say
the quadratic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to factor this quadratic. Now, do you have two numbers that multiply to 20 and add to 12? 10 and 2. So I'm just going to rewrite it right underneath because we're going to rewrite a lot of stuff here, so we might as well just write the least amount we can. What is the left fraction missing from its denominator? X plus 2. So we need to multiply the left fraction by a fancy one, x plus 2 over x plus 2. Now that's going to help us. We can keep things in factored form here. When I multiply the numerators on the left one, I'll have 5 times x plus 2 over my new denominator, x plus 2, x plus 10, plus my right fraction, 4x, we okay there so far? So all I did was I multiplied the left fraction to get a common denominator and wrote their, multiplied them together. Now in order to simplify here, I suggest that you distribute the 5 to start in the numerator. So I'll have 5x plus 10, and then over here I still have plus 4x. Now I only did that because I left it right over there because then we're going to add it up again. Save yourself a little bit of writing. What is 5x plus 4x? 9x. And does the 10 change? 10 plus anything? No. So we have 9x plus 10. That's our numerator. And then we have our common denominator that we found, x plus 2 and x plus 10. Will anything cancel? No. So I know it doesn't look super simplified, but that's actually as simplified as it gets. Do you kind of see where we're going here? Let's skip number 4. Yes.
So when you did the x plus 2 times 5, I wasn't watching and I wrote 5x plus 10. Is it okay to skip right to that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just showing all the steps here in case someone else just needs to see it. But yeah, you can go ahead and distribute right from the beginning. Good question. All right, skip number 4. Let's go to number 6.
Wait.
6. So we're skipping 4 and 5. You're going to do those two on your own in a few minutes.
Okay, I have a question.
Why are we
Okay.
skipping fast?
So let's say
So you can do 2
I'm
problems.
doing four right now. And so if there's the denominators are common, okay? And like I like simplified it, but then what if like on the top there was only like 1x minus 2? Could I simplify it, but then the denominators would be
Should we just do this one?
well, no, I don't
No, it's fine. What is, so we have a common denominator, so we're apparently going back to 4. It's okay. It won't take long. We have a common denominator, right? So I can leave that as x squared minus 4. But let's talk about the numerator. What symbol's in the middle here? Minus, right? So I have 3x minus x, which is 2x. And then I have 7 minus 3, which is 4. Now, I can't cancel anything yet because I haven't factored, but let's go ahead and factor the numerator and the denominator. All right, what factors out of the numerator? A 2. Okay, and how does my denominator factor? Yep, x plus 2x minus 2. Now everything's going to cancel here? Yeah, the x plus 2's, right? So what stays in the numerator? 2 over x minus 2. Does that answer your question? Yeah. So what hadn't you done? Had you not factored?
Well, no, I didn't even like really start the problem. I was at the bottom, but I was trying, like in the other problems from like yesterday, you would cross it off before.
Oh yeah, you can't do that this time because we're adding and subtracting. So you can't cancel things off
I
unless.
have to add and subtract and then.
Yes. All right, so let's skip to 6. We'll do 5 on our own in a few minutes. Let's do 6 together. X over x minus 3 minus 18 over x squared minus 9. Let's start by factoring. All right, we can factor the right denominator. That's going to help us determine what our common denominator is going to be. So what does the left fraction, what is it missing? X plus 3, yes. So I'm going to multiply by x plus 3 over x plus 3. All right, now when I do that, I'm going to multiply the x and the x plus 3 together. Again, you can skip that step if you want to, but I want to write it all out just so we all see it. All right, are we good so far there? All right, now, what I would do is now distribute on the left, distribute the x, if you haven't done that already, and you'll get x squared plus 3x minus the 18 over our denominator. Now, what do we have to do with the numerator now, do you think? I'm going to subtract the 18, right? So what will my new numerator be? Plus 3x minus 18 over our denominator. All right, what do you think happens here that's really nice? It has a quadratic, so I should do what to the numerator? Factor, right? What two numbers multiply to negative 18 and add to 3? Negative 6. No, positive 6. And negative 3. Well, do I have a negative 3 somewhere else? Yeah, in my denominator. Cross off. They go away. That's the best part. So your final answer here would just be x plus 6 over x plus 3. Make sense? We're okay with those? All right, so here's what I'm going to have you do. I would like you to try. We have a few minutes left here. Close to 10 minutes. We can try number 5 and number 7 on your own. Right? Similar to what we did. Number 5 is a little simpler. Number 7 is not too bad. But the answers are right on the bottom. I'll come around and help you. Try those, though. Don't